Well, what I tried to capture was this real character, which is he's a very kind and gentle man, and very intelligent and very sensitive. And so when I wrote a speech for him in the Pennsylvania primary in 1980, I had that transfer on to America, and that's when he called for a kinder, gentler nation. Later, we were at Beloit College in Wisconsin, where he was giving a speech, and he said after breakfast, would you like to take a walk? And I said, sure. And so it was just the two of us walking. It had snowed the night before, and so we were walking through the snow and talking, and he started talking about his kids and everything, and he said, I don't know how kids can be so different coming from the same parents. And I said, well, we all have different souls, and so that could explain it. And he said, well, that might be, but George is like Barbara. He's very tough, and Jeb is more like me. He's the kinder, gentler one. And that's where that phrase came from. He applied it to Jeb first, and I made a mental note that that's what he likes, a kinder, gentler environment. Bush became vice president, and so we kept in touch during that time. In the meantime, I moved on and became deputy director of the National Republican Senatorial Committee. And so in that capacity, I was coordinating 33 Senate races across the country. And so that was where my time was occupied, but we were both in Washington, and we saw one another at different functions and remained friends. And then he brought me back to do a little writing for him in 1988 at the Republican Convention in New Orleans, where he accepted the nomination with a very famous speech. And then in 92, at the 92 convention in Houston, I also came back. So we were close friends over that time. And at one point, I was up for a job as president of Gallaudet College, which is the college for the deaf in Washington, D.C. And he wrote me a very strong recommendation, which got me to be a finalist. I didn't get the job, but I got to be a finalist because of it. I was very sad in one sense, but in another sense, I thought, what a glorious run he'd had. I mean, 94 years is a long time. I think his son Neil, who said on the news the other day that he would want us to celebrate his life, not mourn it. That's the right spirit, and that's how I feel about it.